with me today.
Yeah, no problems.
Are you ready for your RPL assessment?
Yeah, I guess this. Yep, that was a bit of a challenge, but here we are. Let's do this.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I know that Libby has confidence in you. That's why she suggested to go this way instead of sitting for the assessment.
Right.
So you've got your portfolio with you.
Yep, my very hands.
Okay. Did you have any? I guess let's start. Did you have any issues collecting your evidence, or you had help to do that this week?
Oh no, I spoke to a few, down at work, and they gave me a few tips and ideas of things to include.
Okay.
So hopefully it's enough.
Yeah.
I'll have you sort of go through and check, but pretty
Yeah.
sure I got most things addressed in here.
No, that's really good. And Libby was pretty sure that you would have enough evidence because you're only a second year. And I know that you've been doing your TAFE as well. So I know that you're not quite up to, you haven't finished your course, I guess.
No. Still going through the process.
But did you pop you popped your certificates in there for me?
Yeah, I did actually. They're in there.
Awesome. Okay, so I guess let's start by, I've got a few questions for you, as I said I was going to ask you, but let me just flick through your portfolio really quick.
Okay, sure.
I know that I emailed you when we got back.
Yeah.
You got back to me about, because Libby sent me a few pictures of some in-salon training as well.
That's right.
And I've got those in the third-party evidence that she got together.
So that was enough? You didn't need anything more?
Only what she gave you in the salon to put in your portfolio, which is great. But she just had some things on the side from some in-salon training. I think Amanda had taken some pickies.
Yep.
So we got those together, and I've got those
Okay.
with some signed documents, just some in-salon training that you didn't get certificates for.
Yep.
And Amanda actually has written a little bit of a stat deck to say, that you're up to scratch with your colour application as well. So that just helps get you across the line.
Thank Amanda later.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Okay, so I know you're doing your Cert 3 in hairdressing, and you're in your final year at TAFE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my record of so far, what I've done.
Yeah. Yep. And your certificate. Oh, and you've done a Goldwell long hair colour course as well. Did you enjoy that one?
A lot of fun. Yeah, it was a good group of people. Training was practical and hands-on, which I thought was good.
Yeah, that's really good. Did you do regrowth and full colour application on that one?
We started full colour, and then, which I thought we would have done the other way around, but then we did regrowth after. So, yeah, it was good.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I love Goldwell colours, they're really good. Okay, yep, and you can see that in your first year that you've done your hair colour application there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yep, and you've done you've got an A grade pass. Very good. Very, very good. And how did you go? I guess one of the questions that I always, when you're learning how to do your colour application properly, is with grey hair. Like, how did you find doing that? With Goldwell, I know that they're true to colour, but did you find that you were applying enough colour, or you needed to put more on?
I did a little under, because I suppose first time, and then I had to go back and do a second kind of application, because it didn't quite colour at all. But it's just getting, from what I've sort of learnt over the time, it's getting to know the product as well, because product varies a little bit.
That's true. Yeah.
That was kind of my approach, was just hold back a little bit rather than go too strong on the colour.
Yeah, and it depends on the texture of the hair too. So if someone's got
That's right.
really coarse grey hair, you're going to always have to put extra colour on.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done some more courses here, which is great. Yeah.
Yep.
Your pictures are really good. They're really detailed in your steps, which is good, which is what we need to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. And I know, Libby, you do pretty much, I'm going to keep that if that's okay, because I'm going to go through it after a little bit. Libby does a lot, you train in the salon a couple of times a week.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She might put on, some food after hours or things like that for us to train, which we don't mind. Yeah. And it's good. Yeah, the training's good. Though not everything is recognised, it's still hands-on, and that's why we're kind of here today, I guess.
Yeah, and that's why I got the third-party evidence as well, just to show that you're continually and consistently training all the time, and that you're competent and above probably the benchmarks.
Cool.
That's why you don't have to sit the exam or the assessment, okay?
Yep.
So what I'd like to do, so in a little bit I'm going to take some time, I'll just go through your portfolio a bit more extensively and go through my checklist, but I just, in our pre-assessment meeting I said I was just going to ask you a couple of questions, and they're pretty relaxed, and you do know this information, so don't
get it out.
stress. Of course you will. Of course you will. So, just think back to any time, you know, when you're learning about, the hair and the makeup of the hair and what colour to choose, I guess. So, let's go for it. My first question would be: so when you're looking at a client's hair and you're feeling their hair during the consultation, what important things do you think you need to think about to determine the type of colour that you can use? Because I know you use a semi, a demi, and a tint. So what do you need when you're looking at different people's hair? So what?
Well, first thing you look at, obviously, the texture of hair. You sort of take a look at the texture. You can feel different textures and the structure. Is thin and wavy, or thick and curly, grey even. So grey's a bit thicker or red. So they're sort of the first things, first observations, and then does the hair have colour in it? Is it already coloured? Is it all the way through or sort of partial? Those sorts of things, I think, affect the result. So they're the things that we look at first and foremost, or that we've been told to look at. And then sort of determine if it's going to be a semi, demi, or a tint, based on looking at it. That sort of assessment comes on. Okay. And then, I like to consult with other people if I'm not 100% sure, obviously to make the customer feel most happy with the result, but they're the things that I tend to look at first and foremost.
And it depends on what the end result, what's required, what they want. They might be looking at a picture and then you can go, look, we can achieve this, but maybe we can't, or you know.
That's right.
Yeah, no, good answers. Very good. Good knowledge. Excellent. All right, number 2. Can you tell me about the different types of colours you use in the salon, what they're used for?
Yep.
And I guess where you find the info on mixing them correctly, and where you find those instructions in the salon.
Okay, we'll go with the types of colours. So semi, sort of deposits colour. It's a semi. The demi is something that sort of use variance, so it can lighten, say, up to one shade. That's what we use demis for. And then tint. Tint is either to, it's cut greys, if the client comes in with greys, or to add colour. So they're the 3. Yeah. The instructions are varied to a degree. So yes, out the back we have instructions and tend to go to those. But then based on the product that we have as well, we read the instructions for the product, and that's what varies product to product, as I was sort of saying earlier. Yeah. Some may work a little more effective than others, based on how you have to mix them, use them.
That's right, yeah.
So that's kind of the main thing. So you have your generic instructions out back, but we always like to be sure with the product on the box that we read.
And you'd learn that through training anyway, through Goldwell.
Yeah, that's right. They tell us a way that their product works, which is most familiar to me, but then the other products that we may have that come in from time to time, sort of read those.
Yeah. Or maybe new mixations that you've not used before. So
I
know
Libby
puts things out the back for you guys as well, just to remind you. That's a good thing. You can never have too much knowledge. Right. Okay, that's really good. Very, very good. Okay, so when you're applying your colour, whether it's a semi, demi, or a tint. What are some of the safety concerns, so your WH&S, your PPE, that you need to remember to protect your client, but also yourself, being the stylist?
First thing, clean station. So make sure the station's clean, look at the floor, no hair, no anything to kind of slip over and whatever. Then when the client sits, make sure that the seat adjustments are set correctly and there's no flims or flab to be able to move. You don't want to drop down or moving. Ask them, are they comfortable where they're sitting? So do that, and then when it comes to caping, we'll obviously cape up properly, but always use a towel around the cape. And then we ask the clients, do they have any skin sensitivities, things like that. In the case where it's, where they say yes, they tend to talk a little more to find out if there will be any sensitivities that will be applicable. And then we can use creams around on the skin, up near the hair, or the hair lines, if you will. and then on anything that may brush, like tips of ears or things like that.
Yeah, very good.
So yeah, that's sort of it. And you try to always avoid anything in the eyes or whatever, and make sure we have anything to wash stuff out so nearby handy.
Yeah, no, very good. And always make sure that you're comfortable as well. I mean, they've got to be comfy, but you're standing,
Right.
you know, or sitting all the time. So make sure that your posture
Yep.
that's a really big WHS thing now, especially for stylists who are on the floor all
Good
day.
footwear always helps.
Every day. Keep your feet covered, use your gloves. And try
Skin
not.
protection for us. Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I forgot that one.
No, absolutely. And then also make sure that you're not, you know, breathing in those fumes
Yeah.
too much either, because that can be yucky. But you've got really good knowledge, Matthew. Very good. Very, very good. Do you have any questions for me today? Did you think about the process? Did you?
No, the process is pretty good. I think I'm okay with that. I guess, no, it'll be more if you have questions to me with what I've provided. No real question on the process. I think this is something that I want to get through. So no, let's do this.
Okay, and I think I just wanted to point out before, we'll take a little break in a minute and I'll go through your portfolio a little bit more thoroughly. Is that you've got I noticed you've got some logbooks in there which are really good. And they're really current, which is really good.
It's Libby. She said do things like that.
Yeah, which is really good to prove that you're consistent in salon training, and that, you know, I noticed only just last week that you've got your documentation in there, which is really good to help you get through the RPL process to prove that you're competent as well. So, look, let's take a little break.
Sure.
You've answered your questions really, really well. Your portfolio looks amazing, and Libby's passed on some third-party documents to me.
Yep.
Let's take a break. Let me go through that, and then what I'll do, you know, maybe in 10-15 minutes we'll come back and I'll give you your assessment mark. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
And then
hope it's enough.
I think it will be. I think it looks pretty good to me. And then you can get home and have a good sleep ready for the next day, hey?
Okay. Yeah,
All right. Look, thanks. Let's meet back here in about probably 15 minutes. Is that okay? I'll go and do my thing and you can take a drink break.
No problems. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Bye.